Hello, and welcome to a quick tour of Valence 3D, a new 3D modeling app for iPad and iPhone. In Valence, you can 3D model, you can render, and you can export. Today, I'm going to quickly show you everything you need to know to get started. When you first download Valence, you'll have a bunch of models in the gallery that you can play with. If you want to create your own 3D model, you can hit the plus icon in the bottom right. Once you've done that, you'll be popped into modeling mode. And in modeling mode, you can navigate by using one finger to rotate and two fingers to zoom in and out. The fundamentals are basically rotating around, moving things, extruding things, smoothing things, and I'm going to take you through all these fun features. One big thing to know is how to undo things. So let's just move this cube back to the origin, and we'll go through and learn how to move things. So we can click on a handle and move things forward, left and right, up and down. We can move things in a plane, or we can move things freely. The other way to move things is using precision. So you can tap on a handle and move things precisely this way. Or you can select one of the handles, move it, and put down another finger to enable snapping. Now, let's learn how to rotate things. So if you want to rotate an object, you can be precise and you can rotate by an axis. For example, here I'm rotating around the y-axis. Or I can be more loose and just freely rotate by clicking anywhere in the center of the gizmo. You can also scale objects. We're going to scale X, Y, Z. We can also change the orientation of the current tool by using these two icons. So this is local orientation, global orientation. Those things don't really matter right now, but maybe you'll use them later. Over here, I've opened the inspector, and you can also set position, rotation, and scale quickly this way. So I'll just zero these things out and show you that I can rotate around the y-axis, the x-axis, the z-axis. Could also move things up, move things right and left, forward and backwards. And you can also scale things up and down. I'm just going to reset these to the defaults and continue the little tour. So the other thing you'll probably want to do in Valence is actually move surfaces. One way to do that is to go to face selection mode, select a face, use the translate tool, and move faces. This will quickly allow you to block out things, move things, and tweak 3D models. Today, we're actually going to 3D model a cup. And the way we're going to do that is actually we're going to start with another primitive, a cylinder primitive. So Valence comes with a bunch of primitives out of the box. So we could have made a torus or a sphere. Then there's all sorts of options for customizing these things. Please give it a play and check out all the cool primitives that are built in. All right, today we're going to make a cup. We're going to start with the cylinder, and we're going to make it a little thicker and taller. And we're going to change the angular resolution to something a little lower. And we're going to give it a little bit more resolution in the Y. Great, now we have a basic form. What we're going to do now is we're going to start extruding and insetting surfaces to help give it its shape. So we're going to select the top face. We're going to inset that. I'm going to just drag and put down another finger to turn on precision. And now I have created a new face. Then we're going to inset that down. And maybe I don't love how that went down, so I'm just going to actually type in -0.1, and we've moved it down 0.1, and we'll do the same for the bottom of the cup. So we'll do 0.1, and we'll move it inward by 0.1. Oops. Well, I moved it out, but easy fix. What I'll do is I can either undo that, or I can select the surface, and I can use the handle actually to move it back up. So this was at 0, and we'll just move it 0.1. Cool. All right, now that we have the bottom and the top blocked out, we'll go into a front view, X-ray mode. Actually, before we do that, we'll select a surface. We'll go into front view, and we're going to extrude this guy down. We'll do it again to the middle, one more time, and one last time. Oops. One last time to the bottom. Great. Now we have something that resembles a cup. But it's pretty low poly right now. So right now we have a basic shape, and if we want to make that a little bit more sleek, we can apply a subdivision modifier. So on the right, we have all these commands, and some of them are modifiers, some of them measure, some of them duplicate objects. There's a bunch of commands on the right when we have an object selected. To know what these commands do, you can go to the command icon, and this is kind of a little cheat sheet for all these icons. Right now, we just want to add a subdivision modifier. So we're going to click on that, and automatically our shape is looking so much better. Now that we have a basic cup, we want to build out the handle. Let's just reset our view by tapping the home icon and then zoom in on our coffee cup. So I think I want to build the handle out over here. And the easiest way to do this would be to select multiple faces and extrude these faces and then eventually connect them. So to do that, we go into multiple select mode. We're going to tap two surfaces, go into extrude, and we'll just extrude it out. And actually, I kind of want to make this a little bit more precise. So we're going to just extrude it by 0.2 and then 0.2 again. And after we're done there, we'll just select this surface and this surface. We'll extrude that by 0.2. We're almost there. So now we have to connect these two faces together. Luckily, we have a bridge tool that allows us to quickly bridge those faces. So we're going to tap this bridge tool, and you can see that they're not properly aligned. That's what all these green intersecting lines mean. So we can just offset the edges, and here we have a nice bridge. So we're going to hit confirm, and now we've created a handle. I'm liking how this is looking, but it's a little chunky. So what I'm going to do is go into top view, go into wireframe, go into Vertex Selection mode, and we're going to lasso select these vertices. And we're going to scale them. But we don't want to scale them from here. We want to scale them from the center. So I'll make the pivot point of the tool in the centroid. And then we'll just take this down a little bit. And maybe we'll go into the right view. And we'll just pick it down a little bit in the Y. There we go. Okay, that's looking a little better. The other thing I want to do is make these edges a little bit more crisp and less round. So one way to do that is we're going to select an edge, and we're going to do a loop cut. So we've created a loop cut. We're going to create another loop cut, and we'll create one more loop cut here, and just sort of tighten these surfaces up and give them a little bit more definition. And we'll select this guy down here and give that guy a loop cut. And maybe we'll select this guy here. And now we have pretty well-defined edge. And we could have even gone up here and given this guy a loop cut as well. Awesome. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Maybe we'll do the same down here. we want to see more options, so we have the subdivision modifier options here. We can decrease that to get it to be a little bit more low poly, or if we want to crank that up to just see a little bit more high fidelity, we can do that. And the next thing I want to do is show you how to use materials in Valence. We'll go back into normal selection mode. Let's say we wanted this cup to be a metal cup. So we'll double tap to bring the inspector up. We'll go into physically based rendering mode. And here we have options for the material. So we can quickly select the color. If we wanted to make this a different color, we can do that. We'll stick with white and we'll crank up the metallic parameter to give it a nice metal finish. And we can also make it a little bit more shiny by decreasing the roughness. And here we are, we have a nice metal cup. And let's say you wanted to make the inside of the cup a different color. We can easily do that by selecting a face. We can grow our selection. And we can create a new submesh. What that means is we're going to create a new grouping of faces. So we're going to do new submesh, and you won't see a change right away, but if you go into the inspector, you'll see that we have another material now. So we can make this less metallic, and we can change it to a cool color that we like, maybe a nice red orange. And here we have a nice, beautiful multi-material cup. And let's say we want the bottom to be that same beautiful color. So we can move these faces to that submesh that I just created. And now we have a beautiful cup, two different materials. I'm pretty happy with that. So after you've created something in Valence, if you want to export it out to another program, you can use the export icon and you can view it in AR, or you can export an OBJ, an STL, a USD, a USDZ, but you can also export an image. When I click on that icon, it brings up options to export an image. So you can properly frame your image in whatever aspect ratio you want. You can have it be square. You can have it at 2x or 1x if you want a super high resolution image. You can include the background or have a transparent image. And I can save it. And now it's saved in my camera roll. After you're done with your 3D model, it'll be in the gallery waiting for you whenever you want to open it up again and work on it further. So that is a quick tour of Valence 3D. I hope you enjoy and would love to see what you make in the future. Thank you so much.